This is Cindy Moss again, and today we're going to start looking at our PowerPoint. PowerPoint is a presentation tool, and you're going to use it to do presentations in school. You're going to use it to do presentations at work, and so you want to learn how to use PowerPoint. And so you want to know just the basics. And of course, you can always do YouTube and look and see how you can really rev up a PowerPoint presentation. And I tell my students that anytime you're doing PowerPoint, we're going to use bullets in this presentation, but after you learn how to use WordArt, how to use SmartArt, those are what you want to use because you want to draw attention to your presentation and you want your professor to remember your presentation. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to go share my screen with you and I'm going to pull up PowerPoint 365 1B. Okay, and so I'm going to share my screen and there it is. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a PowerPoint presentation for Iceland Adventures. Um, I would love to go to Iceland, but don't think I ever will, but I think it would just be a really cool place to visit. All right, so the first thing it does is it tells us on 1A is it wants us to change the theme colors. So remember your theme is applied to everything within your presentation and theme makes it pretty. So themes are under design. So I go to design and I come over here to variants. They don't call it colors, they call it variants. But when I click my down arrow, which always means there's more, there are my colors. You notice it's green. Green does not represent Iceland. Ice is always cold. So they want us to change it to a blue. So there's my blue. So there is Iceland Adventures. So we've done A. Then on the title slide, which is always your first slide, that is your title slide. They want us to resize the picture. So I click on my picture and I know I have selected it because I have my white sizing handles. I right mouse click. I can go to size and position or I can do format. So I'm just going to do size and position and they want it to be 13.4 wide. And I'm just going to type that in. You can do your up arrow, but I'm just going to type it. And notice it puts it on the whole slide, which is easier. It draws more attention to what I'm wanting to say with this presentation. All right, on slide 2, so over here, this is my slide layout pane, and I always know what slide I'm on. So now I'm on slide 2. They want us to edit the bulleted list. Now, this does not have bullets, but we're going to assume it does because this would have bullets on it. But like I said before, you don't want to do a lot of bullets. You want to use SmartArt when we get into that. So I went back to my home tab and it says, change the font size of the words 3 days and 7 days. So these are non-adjacent. So I select 3 days. I hold down my control key and I select 7 days. So you see they both are selected and they want us to make it a 28 point. So I can just hit my up arrow and it's going to go up 2 points every time, or I can select down just to be sure and there is 7 days. They also, keeping them selected, they want us to bold it because they want us to, when I'm giving my presentation and I'm talking to, say, travel agents, I want them to say, okay, there's a 3-day tour and there's a 7-day tour. So I click bold. They also want us, step 3 says to delete the word fabulous, which is right here in 7 days. So I select it and I just hit my delete key. All right. Now, step 3 tells us they want us to add notes. And when you are presenting your presentation, you can have your slide notes where only you can see them, so that as you're on the screen and you're showing them, well, your screen's not going to be visible to them, so you can have notes. So I'm coming down here to my note pane. See, it's at the very bottom down here. I click in my note pane and I say, ask how many people have visited Iceland, and make sure you put your period. If you don't, it's going to count it wrong. Sam or doesn't mind tap doesn't pick up that maybe you didn't need a book that a period because it was on the directions. On slide 3, that's step number 4. Change the slide layout to picture with caption. So your layout is over on your home tab right here. Everybody see that? Click down, and they want it to be to content. So right here's to content. So there, now my picture is here, and then what I'm going to talk about is over here, just the basics, not everything. I'm going to add, I'm going to talk a little bit about Northern Lights. So I'm just going to say, with all your tours, you get to go to see Northern Lights. And most people we have a 70% chance of sighting the Northern Lights. All right, now let me point out one thing. Over here is the designer, and we're not going to use the designer. I can turn that off, but I wanted you to see this just shows you different ways that you can change the layout. So I'm going to turn that off so that it doesn't show. Okay. All right. Um, Number 5 says to insert a new slide 4. So you notice we have slide 4 here, and they want it to be a new one. So I have to put it after slide 3. And you notice that it's highlighted over here in my slide pane, so I know it's there. And so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click, still on my home tab, new slide, and they also want it to be a to content. So I have nothing there. All right, so they tell us that the title is going to be Glacier Adventures as the title. Then I go down to the left placeholder. So here's my right one. It's just, you're looking at your screen, right? Here's my left. And they want us to add to the bulleted list. And you see it's got little bullets here. After we learn how to do this, on the next project, we're going to learn to put Smart Art in there. And I'm going to just show you what it would look like with Smart Art, just to show you the difference. Do not do this. I just want to show you. So it's going to be Ice Cave Tours. Hit your enter key. It automatically adds a new one, Glacier Walk. Okay. Now, just let me show you, and then I'm going to undo it. I'm going to select these two, and up here on my paragraph, you see how it says convert to Smart Art? I could actually do any of these, but like that one right there. Now, does that not bring more emphasis to what I'm going to talk about rather than bullets? But we're not going to get there yet. So I'm going to undo that and put it back to my bullets. All right. In the right one, they want you to insert that picture that we downloaded as the support. And so if you look and you want to select this icon, because when you select the icon, it's going to put it in your whole box there. So I'm going to click right there. That's picture, and it's from my device. And I'm going to go to desktop. I'm going to go to 150. I'm going to go to fall. I'm going to PowerPoint. There's my support picture. And because it's a picture, that's what shows up. And so I just tell it to insert, and there's my picture. And it fills the whole slide again. And there's my thing popping back up. Let me get it out of the way. All right. Oh, and one thing that I missed was to underline Glacier Walk. Okay. Don't know why they want that underline, but let's underline it. So I highlight it, come up here. Default is 1, so I'm just going to click on that. Okay. You know why? Because it's pictures of Glacier Walk. I bet that's cold. Whew. Okay. So now I'm going to slide 5, and it says to italicize the text, maximum size of 16. All right. So that means if you have 17 in your group, they can't, one of them's got to drop out. That's the maximum. That's how many you're going to have. And so they want us to italicize it. So I just click italics. All right. Now, number 7 with slide, we're still on slide 5. It wants us to increase the activity level by 1 level. So I'm going to put my cursor right in front of it. And what this is going to do is it's going to make it like you're doing a Roman numeral 1A, Roman numeral 2A. So I come up here and up on my paragraph, you see that right there? It says increase. So it actually decreased my paragraph spacing because it wants it to make sure that it's with the small group, moderate activity level. All right, then it says to decrease highly rated. So again, anywhere in there, I can put my cursor. Now I go back up here and I decrease it. Notice it's brought it back over to the left, and it also gave me, it added to my paragraph spacing. Did that without me having to tell it. All right, I'm on number 8, but I'm still on slide 5, and I'm going to select all of the text, and they want us to change it to blue, accent 1, darker 25. So here's my font colors. Here's my theme color. So there's blue accent 1, because remember that's what we changed it to. Now, with PowerPoint, remember we did this in Word. You have to get the 25%. You have to keep coming all the way down. And the 25% is the second from the bottom. So I click on that. And what that does is it just makes the font a little bit darker to give it emphasis. Item on slide 6. All right, what is included? Balance the visual they want us to apply bullets to the items in the left. Okay, so I go here. Here's my bullets. Now, it doesn't tell us which one, so we just default it. Okay? I thought I did the ice cave already. Okay, so we're going to add this picture, and I think I may have added it from the wrong one, but let's put that one in there. Okay. All right, because I don't think on, what if I got that on slide 3? They wanted a picture on slide 3. No, they wanted this one. That's right. Okay. No, let's see, slide 4. Slide 4. Okay, on slide 4, they didn't want this picture. So I'm just going to click on it and delete it. All right. That was my fault. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. So, but we got good, some practice inserting pictures. Okay, so this one, resize it to 3.8. So again, I select it, I right mouse click, size and position. Got to get this out of the way. And now this one, I'm just going to type 3.8. And that's going to hit my enter key, and it makes it a little bit bigger than the placeholder was. All right, move slide 7 down to make it 8. All right, so they wanted 7 to be in front because this is kind of the finale. Once in a lifetime. You want them to remember that one. All right. Number 11 tells us to check the spelling. And always, when you're doing PowerPoint, always, always, always double check your spelling because I promise you, you are going to have somebody in your audience that's going to find a misspelled word. I was in a meeting last week and the guy, you could tell he had worked so hard on this presentation. And first thing I noticed was there was a misspelled word. I didn't say anything, but you always have somebody in there that's going to say there's a misspelled word. By the way, on slide 7, you've got a misspelled word, and it's very embarrassing. So make sure you always double check your spelling. All right. So go to review and go to spelling. All right. And it says to accept all. So peninsula, they said that is wrong. So we want to change it. All right. Breakfast. Yep, that's wrong. Change it. And now I'm complete. And so now I am ready to save it and to upload it to MindTap and get my grade. So hopefully this was a pretty easy project. Hopefully this will get you into where you want to do PowerPoint presentations. My son is a deputy chief of training for South Fulton Fire Department. And once he learned how to use PowerPoint, he is a guru. He'll call me every now and then and say, Mom, how do I do this or this? And I have to kind of help him. Sometimes he has to send me the presentation and I'll help get it like he wants it. But he uses PowerPoint and he loves SmartArt. He said it helps him because he's not trying to put too much on a slide. Now, one thing you always want to remember is when you are doing PowerPoint, if you by some chance you're using bullets, you want to remember the 7x7 rule. No more than 7 lines or 7 words per line for a slide. So if you look at this one, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and none of them have more than 7 words. So, but I could have done this with using SmartArt, private transfer, told them about it, accommodations, breakfast, dinners, and English speaking guide. So I hope you love PowerPoint as much as I do. So thanks a lot, and let me know if you have any questions. I want to end.